The NASCAR Cup Series heads to Michigan International Speedway, and we see a driver clutch and pick up their first win in nearly 2 years. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching the NASCAR Cup Series race from Michigan International Speedway, the Firekeepers Casino 400. Got a lot to talk about from the race. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, before the green flag dropped, we basically had a rain delay. The race basically was delayed for almost an hour and a half, and we went green on lap 4. Basically went green at 4:32 p.m. Eastern. The race started about an hour and a half after due to the rain delay. I'm saying this earlier start times, but whatever. So at the start of the race, you have Bubba Wallace lead the field from the outside, who won the pole, picking up his first career pole, and Cristobal on the inside. And Bubba Wallace got a really strong run and got to the race lead and started pulling away. And he would basically go ahead and win up until the competition caution and lead the first 21 laps. We'd have a little bit of strategy in this race where Cristobal, Erik Jones, Mark Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and Kevin Harvick, all those guys stayed out, while drivers like Bubba Wallace came down pit road and took 2 tires, and we saw a couple other drivers take 4 tires like Kyle Busch. So on the restart on lap 25, you had Cristobal lead the field from the outside and Erik Jones on the inside. Meanwhile, as they were going into turn number 1, trouble struck in the middle of the field. J.G. Yeley basically got loose going to corner, washed at the track, then Michael McDowell ran to the back of him. Then J.G. Yeley got really squirry and caused a massive pileup in turn number 1. Austin Cindric had contact from Ty Gibbs, unintentional contact, but Austin Cindric really got into the outside wall really hard and got a ton of damage from the wreck. Luckily, everyone was okay. This involves Cindric, Almirola, Yeley, Kyle Busch, Harrison Burton, Michael McDowell, Todd Gillen, Ty Gibbs, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I have no understanding what the hell J.J. Lee was thinking there. I understand that team's trying to get track position, but if you know your car's off the pace and is slow, you need to get out of the way. I have no understanding why you basically affected the outcome of the race. It took out a couple really strong cars, including Kyle Busch, who was running in the top 5 before the caution came out. In fact, was in the top 2 or top 3, so really unfortunate situation for those guys. So on the restart, you have Cristobal lead the field from the outside with Erik Jones on the inside, and Cristobal is able to get the race lead and pull away. He would pull away to about a second lead, and he would go ahead and win stage number 1, picking up his second career stage win in his career. Then we saw a little bit of strategy on pit road where guys like Ty Gibbs and Corey LaJoie decided to stay out. Meanwhile, Ross Chastain would actually win the race off pit road with 2 tires, followed by Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, and Bubba Wallace. Kevin Harvick came off at 5th with 4 tires, so he had 4-tire strategy. It would be in the middle of the field. Daniel Suarez would have to then come back down pit road. I think he had some loose wheels. He would have to come back down pit road. So on the restart, you had Ty Gibbs lead the field from the outside with Ross Chastain on the inside, and Ross Chastain was able to clear and get to the race lead. Then Ross Chastain would basically start dominating, and we started seeing a really strong battle in the middle of this race between Denny Hamlin, Cristobal, and Ross Chastain. Really great battle between the 3 of them. Cristobal actually got to the race lead from passing Ross Chastain, and they started pulling away. Then Denny Hamlin eventually got around him for the race lead, and just some really strong battles for 10 or 15 laps in a row, and that was really fun. Yes, it was dirty air, but the racing was really fun. Then we saw green flag pit stops. Guys started coming down pit road. Cole Custer, Kevin Harvick, William Byron. Then on lap 92, one of the big important moments of this race, Ross Chastain basically get an uncontrolled tire penalty, had a terrible pit stop. We get an uncontrolled tire penalty, and at one point we all thought was out of contention. Then all the rest leaders would start coming down pit road. Guys like Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Mark Truex Jr. all came down pit road. Then we saw Cristobal come down pit road a couple laps later, banding Erik Jones the race lead. Chase Elliott would have a really horrendous stop. He really has struggled throughout the weekend, had a very horrendous stop. Then we basically see some more guys basically staying out at the time. And then we see another big important moment in this race where Cole Custer had a massive fire on the left front of the tire. He had already pitted earlier. He would have a massive fire and fall the race and bring out the caution due to this. Because of this, some guys got trapped the lap down, and Bubba Wallace would get the free pass. Then we saw some guys come down pit road, and really all the leaders came down pit road, that being Erik Jones, Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson, William Byron, among those guys who came down pit road. And then we saw some wave around for guys like Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, and Joey Logano. So on the restart, you had Denny Hamlin lead the field from the outside with Kevin Harvick on the inside. Meanwhile, Tyler Reddick, who was a really fast and early portion of the race, he unfortunately would have to pull off the track and got out of the way and took his car to the garage due to having an engine failure in the car. Tough break for Tyler Reddick, had a really fast car today. He unfortunately fell out of this race. And then in a couple laps into the restart, Noah Gragson, unfortunately, another caution. It was a shame he was in the top 5 at one point in this race. He unfortunately would spin from 12th position after breaking a toe link on the car, got into the outside wall, and would fall his race and crab leg back to pit road. Then we saw basically some guys come down pit road, that being Kevin Harvick, Chris Bell, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, Mark Truex Jr., while the rest leaders stayed out. So on the restart, you had Denny Hamlin lead the field from the outside with Brad Keselowski on the inside. And we saw Denny Hamlin able to clear and keep the race lead, with Daniel Suarez trying to challenge Denny Hamlin for second, basically for the race lead. But it would not be enough for Daniel Suarez to catch Denny Hamlin, and Denny Hamlin would win stage number 2 here at Michigan International Speedway. Then we see some cars come down pit road after the stage. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Eric Jones, Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon, Mondos came down pit road. Kyle Larson, unfortunately, though, would get a speeding penalty. He would have to drop to the tail end of the longest line. It's a shame. Kyle Larson did have a really, really strong and really, really fast car. Have to come down the road for speeding. So on the restart with 74 laps to go, you had Daniel Suarez lead the field from the outside with Chris Bell on the inside, and Daniel Suarez would be able to hold off and keep the race lead. Meanwhile, it would basically come down to battle between Chris Bell and Daniel Suarez. It really battled for about 15-20 laps. Chris Bell got a really strong run trying to get around Daniel Suarez, but eventually Ross Chastain, of course, who is Daniel Suarez's teammate, who made a massive, massive comeback. He got behind Daniel Suarez and pushed him to the race lead. Then we started seeing some green flag pit stops. Austin Dillon came down pit road. Chris Buescher to Chase Briscoe. Then Chris Buescher came down pit road. And the rest leaders basically came down pit road. Then we basically saw another important crucial moment of the race after pit stops were basically happening at the time. Chris Bell basically tried to pull a block on Ross Chastain, of course, was basically the leader, basically second in position at the time. Chris Bell would basically come up in front of Ross Chastain and bring out the caution, a major crucial moment because Kevin Harvick was on the lead lap. I have no idea what Chris Bell was trying to do there. That was a stupid block, in my opinion. A really, really horrendous and an egregious block. A block that did not need to happen. And because of that, both Chris Bell and Chastain's chances would unfortunately go out the window. Usually I blame Chastain for things, but that was on Chris Bell 100%. That was a stupid and a horrendous block. Because of that, we basically saw pit stops started happening once again, where basically Ty Gibbs got caught for speeding. And Denny Hamlin, who was leading coming onto pit road, he would get hit for too many men over the wall and a safety violation, meaning that Denny Hamlin would get a penalty and would have to drop to the rear of the field in the tail end of the longest line. So on the restart with 35 laps to go, you had Kevin Harvick lead the field from the outside with Bubba Wallace on the inside, and Kevin Harvick got to the lead, a really strong restart. Bubba Wallace tried to get to the inside of Kyle, basically on the inside of Kevin Harvick, but Kevin Harvick started pulling away from Bubba Wallace. Then Kyle Larson lost second in the battle between Joey Logano and a 3-wide move by Joey Logano. Then Logano just put a horrendous block on Kyle Larson. I have no understanding what that block was. Pushed Larson up the racetrack and basically put Bubba Wallace behind. Then basically Joey Logano decided to start being a Williams car and decided to basically go ahead and hold up the rest of the field. Now I have no understanding what Logano was doing right here. He basically held the field up and they lost too much time and they all started closing in. Eventually, Bubba Wallace got around Joey Logano, but he was 4.5 seconds ahead. So it basically became a race between if Bubba Wallace could catch Kevin Harvick or Kevin Harvick could hold on. Bubba Wallace was catching about a tenth or 2 tenths, but it would not be enough without a caution. With 6 laps to go, we all thought the caution was going to come out for Daniel Suarez, who basically lost a tire and would come down the road, but NASCAR would not throw the caution. Bubba Wallace tried to close up on Kevin Harvick. He got to about 3.5 seconds. It would not be enough. And coming off the final corner, after 65 races, and for the first time since Bristol 2020 in the fall, Kevin Harvick comes off the final corner and picks up his 59th career NASCAR Cup Series victory, his first win of 2022, and becomes the 15th driver to win in the 2022 season. Great run for Kevin Harvick today. Absolutely well-deserved win in my opinion. Did he have the fastest car today? No. But that caution coming out late for basically benefited him and got him up front in the track position and in the right position at the right time. And he did have a really fast car today. He was up front a lot of the day, battling for the lead at points, and then got the lead due to strategy. And guess what? It won him the race, and that's all that matters. Well-deserved win for Kevin Harvick. First win in a very, very long time. And for a guy that's been really going to know how much longer we're going to see him in the series, to see a guy like that win is great to see. I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Harvick like I used to be, but to see Kevin Harvick go out there win is great to see, and a well-deserved win in my opinion. So congratulations to Kevin Harvick on winning his first race in 65 races. And now there's only one spot left available, and that's held by Ryan Blaney, which is a flaw of the playoff system, but what you're going to do right there. So now, let's go ahead and talk about the race results and give you my score of today's race. So Kevin Harvick picks up the victory. Bubba Wallace finishes second. That is Bubba Wallace's 4th consecutive top 10 and 3rd top 5 in the last 4 races and 4th top 5 of 2022. This 23 team is really coming together. I really want to see Bubba win. Logano really unfortunately cost Bubba Wallace an opportunity to win because he was too far back. He was catching Kevin Harvick near the end of the race. I think Bubba could have made a run at Kevin Harvick near the end if he had a caution, but Bubba still had an amazing day. I know he was angry over the radio, but Bubba, you had a great day, dude. You've been really coming together. This 23-11 camp has been so much quicker and so much faster. I think Bubba's got a shot at winning a race for the playoffs. Great run from Bubba Wallace today in the 23 camp. Denny Hamlin finished his 3rd. Amazing comeback from Denny Hamlin, who had those issues on pit road. Bounced back to a really impressive 3rd place finish. This 11 team's definitely been improving, and a great run for Denny Hamlin in 3rd. Joey Logano finishes 4th. Logano cost Bubba Wallace an opportunity to win. Still a solid top 5 run from the Fords. Ford really kind of came here and just got the win, but Logano gets 4th. Good run from him. Ryan Blaney bounced back to top 5. Solid run from Ryan Blaney today. Was a top 10 car most today. Was never really a threat, but does get a very solid top 5 finish. Mark Truex Jr. finished at 6th, lost some points to Ryan Blaney, unfortunately, today, but Truex does get a really strong one. Actually gained points on Ryan today, gained 6 points on him today. So still saw a run from Truex. I think he wanted to win this race, but he's got a shot at winning next weekend at Richmond. Kyle Larson finished in 7th, a good comeback from the speeding penalty. I think Larson did have a top-tier, top 4 car most of the day, but he still did have a really good car today, and another top 10. Was by far the best Hendrick car today, in my opinion. It's a decent 7th place finish. Thought he was going to be a threat to win, but he does get a 7th place finish. Eric Jones finishes 8th. Great run from Eric Jones today. Eric Jones had a top 5 car led laps today, and his track was very similar to Auto Club. I knew coming in the weekend that Eric Jones is definitely going to be somewhat of a threat for sure. Good to see Eric Jones get a very solid top 10 finish with the 8th place run. Great run from Eric Jones today. Alex Bowman finishes 9th. This is Alex Bowman's 1st top 10 finish since the Coke 600. Alex Bowman was probably top 15 car most of the day, but to see him get a 9th place finish is still a really good run. Hopefully that's a good confidence booster for the 48 camp, and they can improve. And a great run for Bowman at the end of the day. He finishes in 9th. Ty Gibbs finishes 7th. How about that for Ty Gibbs? And come back from speeding, gets a really good top 10 finish, had a fast car today. I think Ty Gibbs definitely ready for Cup. I know I'd like to see him get more experience in Xfinity, but man, he's just tearing up in Xfinity. He's been really good over there, and he's doing good in Cup. 3 races and has not finished worse than 17th or 18th and got his first career top 10 in Cup. Great run from Ty Gibbs. This may be the last time we see him in Cup, but hey, it is until next year, but it is what it is. Chase Elliott finished 11th. Chase Elliott was horrendous today. Worst performance Chase Elliott's really had in a long time, which is very surprising considering maybe outside of a couple races this year, this 19's been fast. They just were no-shows today. They were horrendous. No speed out of the 19, but he did bounce back a little bit to finish 11th. William Byron finishes in 12th. Austin Dillon finishes 13th. Solid run from Ty Dillon today. He finishes in 14th. Brad Keselowski finishes 15th. They've been more consistent out of the 6 team, and they got some points today as well in the stages. Solid run for Keselowski in 15th position. Chris Buescher finishes 16th, of course, supporting the LeBron James Foundation car. He finishes 16th. Justin Haley finishes in 17th. Solid run for him. Austin Dillon made his NASCAR Cup Series debut. Got a very solid top 20 finish. We got it 2 positions worse than what Ty Gibbs got in his debut, but solid debut for Austin Dillon in 18th. Gets an 18th. Corey LaJoie gets a top 20 in 19th place. Chase Briscoe finished 20th. Really struggled today in the race. Was in a top 10 at one point. Was struggling near the end. Josh Bilicki finished 21st. How about that? That's the second race, I think, where he's finished in the top 23. So, decent run from Bilicki today. Cody Ware gets a top 25 finish in 22nd. Not bad. BJ McLeod finishes 23rd. Ross Chastain, after suffering damage from the crash, he finishes 24th. Daniel Suarez finishes in 25th. Chris Bell finishes in 26th. Todd Gilliland finishes 27th. Michael McDowell finishes 28th. Todd Reddick finishes in 29th after his engine problems. 30th for Noah Gragson. 31st for Cole Custer. 32nd for Harrison Burton. 33rd for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 34th for Eric Almirola. 35th for J.G. Ely. 36th for Kyle Busch, and finishing last in 37th place is Austin Cindr. So now we're going to talk about the overall race as a whole, give you my score on today's race. Honestly, this was the best Michigan race we've seen since the repave. There's no doubt about it. Best race we've seen in Michigan in years, probably since 2011, honestly. There was multi-groove racing. You can go side by side. Yes, you have points for the race, kind of got strung out, but you saw battles for second, for the lead. You saw sometimes side by side for 10 or 15 laps, and you had a battle for the lead for 10 or 15 straight laps. This race was so good in my opinion. Yes, like I said, it kind of strung out near the end, which kind of affected the score of this race a little bit, but I thought this race still was really, really solid. I'm giving today's NASCAR Cup Series race from Michigan International Speedway overall an 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good race in my opinion. I really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely excited for the. Actually, giving this a 9 out of 10 because I thought the race was really, really good today, and the best race we've seen in Michigan in a very, very long time. Absolutely enjoyed today's race. Great race in my honest opinion. So anyway, that is going to be for the NASCAR Cup Series race review for Michigan International Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Link description below for that, and comment your thoughts on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Kevin Harvick on picking up his first victory in nearly 2 years. Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, we should have a NASCAR news video. Then Tuesday will be race picks for Richmond. Wednesday should be NASCAR news. Thursday, I may have a silly season update dropping. I'm not entirely sure yet. Friday, probably news video, and then we'll get you set up for the rest of the weekend and the rest of the regular season. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR and other motorsports content on the channel like this. By the way, just a reminder, my first YouTube live stream will be on Thursday, August 11th. So this Thursday at 8:30 Central Standard Time, I'll be going live, so make sure to tune into my first stream. I'll see you guys there. Take care, everybody.